Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here again on that same mission, basic human rights for all people to live here on earth in these bodies during these times as if we are in heaven. But I'd like to share some notes with the poor, blacks, and people of color. People with money and have been given power is playing with us as if our lives don't exist. This whole presidential election is about power. Power to cause more pain and suffering to the nations abused, or power to maintain the status quo, indicating we have not gone that far just yet. Mega Mike, the guy in the House of Representatives, is as lost as a slave master can get. No more Social Security, it should be cut because it's not needed. And if you can have enough power to command that, if you have enough power to control if a woman should have an abortion or not, then you should have enough power to say whether poverty exists or not, or whether homelessness exists or not. You would think you would have that kind of power. But you see, ladies and gentlemen, politics are not about support for one another. It's a con game. Anything to win, to have power over another's pain and suffering. You talk about kids. The way to teach kids about God is to practice God's loving ways towards one another. Allow the kids to see this, and it remains. But instead, you have satanic clubs set up in schools, and this is due to a lack of practice of God's way. My friends, I just want to take a moment and say anything that works like that, they reject God at all costs. You have some that say, for instance, like metaphysics says, that if you want to have God's answers, then you should pray this way. You got others that says to be blessed by God, you should do it this way. Even got some saying if you want to be blessed by God, plant your seeds. Plant your seeds, ladies and gentlemen. And God will bless you. You see, the truth of the matter is, I don't trust any of them. I don't trust politics nor religion. I trust what I've been taught. I've seen the liars, the haters, blind on God. Seemingly humans are as evil as the devil himself. But the reason that I say these things to you is because we lie to ourselves. We pretend, and then before we know it, we've accepted as fact. Today, you have in America Donald Trump, and we have witnessed all of the things, well, not all of the things, but many of the things that Donald Trump has done in violation to the rules of law. And he's denied whatever he has done. He's projected what he was saying about others, knowing that we had learned that it was only a reflection of himself. And yet he could not stop it. Power, hunger. Is it to help people of color? Is it to help me? We all know not. But it's to help him and those just like him, money-wise. And to abuse those just like him, heart-wise, to carry his evil plans through, and the people suffer. And so, for some strange reason, 40 years or more, there's a voice out there in the wilderness saying that there is a God. And the fact that we have all the pain and suffering, the fact that we have homelessness, the fact that we have hatred and racism and bigotry, all of this is an indication that our relationship with God is nothing. Our God is the God of evil. Yet, you want peace and prosperity and freedom and joy. You want your needs met once as well, and your desires met. And in order to do that, you got to respect that there is a God, and they ain't white. You got to respect there's a God, and ain't a man. You got to respect that there's a God, and it's not America. You got to respect that there's a God, and invisible, and yet is responsible for every doggone thing that your senses can identify. And if you got enough smarts to do that, then you can understand that if you are important, then the person all around you are just as important. And what you need for your smiles and life and joy, so do they. And the only way that it can happen, utilizing something that belongs to another power, is that you be humble and loyal to that power. And how do you do that? By honoring that power, love to one another, and engage yourself in the process of life. Now, that is easy enough to understand. You know, when anything else works, it works that way. Fixing an automobile or making one, it works that way. Fixing a computer, it works that way. Or your television, it works that way. Or even sweeping your floor, it works that way. Yet when it comes to life, we want to divide ourselves and be at odds with one another, saying that some are better than others. Come on, people. Wake up. Good morning.